I'm only looking at Jake. Change that. There we go.
Hello?
Did you say we're
Yep, we're up now.
Okay, Matt, he's ready.
okay? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to call to order our special board meeting for emergency days for SB177, the Boone County Board of Education, May 4th, 2020 at 2 p.m. So we are called to order. Item 2 on the agenda is let's do a pledge to the flag. If you would do the pledge with me, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States
of America and to the republic
for which
it stands
one
one
nation
nation,
under
God,
indivisible.
indivisible, with liberty
And just
and justice for all.
All right, good job. Okay, that brings us to item 3, the 2019-2020 school calendar update. Dr. Brown.
Mr. McIntyre, I'd like to make a recommendation. We have item 3 on the agenda. This is the rationales for the board to approve the 1920 updated school calendar as presented, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So we have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Motion Karen Bird. Second.
Second.
Second, Troy Froman. Okay, any discussion or questions?
Okay, I have a discussion item for the record from ours to read into the record. For the record, you know, I want to preface my remarks that I'm very proud of all the work that the staff has done. I think they've done an amazing job. They've turned the district around with NTI days very quickly. And all of our staff have placed service above self. We've recognized them for that, and we will continue to recognize them in a very professional way. In no way does my statement that I'm going to give on the recommendations of the 3 items today come in conflict or mean the staff do not deserve, but I feel that the recommendations that are forthcoming is not in the intent of SB 171. Staff did develop these recommendations and direction from our board chair and advice from KSBA. I want to be on the record that the advice from KDE, though, is in disagreement with KSBA, that I do not agree with these recommendations, overturning the recommendations in the April board meeting. Those recommendations are a gray area of SB 177 that does not specify specifically or forbid the actions that we're going to potentially take, but it does go against the intent of the KRS notwithstanding clause of employees can only be paid for services rendered. SB 177 allows boards to grant additional days for COVID-19 reasons, or if you cannot complete services rendered by June 30th. Based on conversations with the commissioner's office, I needed to be on record against this particular 3 items today. So I just want to state that for the record.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion or questions on item 3? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, motion carries on item 3. So item 4, additional emergency days for SB 177, Dr. Brown.
Mr. McIntyre, I wish to move to make a recommendation for the board to approve the 4 additional emergency days for staff as SB 177 law allows for the Board of Education to allow as presented, Mr. McIntyre.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion. I'm sorry, we have a recommendation. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion Troy Brown, second Karen Bird. Any discussion or questions here? I'll just say real quickly, as Dr. Poe mentioned, the board is operating within our rights under SB 177. You know, we recognize along with Dr. Poe and the district that there has been incredible work done throughout the district over the last, say, 5 to 6 weeks. It's been a very trying time, and a time that our staff, to a person across the board, has stepped up in many, many ways. And we believe that sometimes less is more, and this is one of those situations where we want to recognize the great work that's been done, and we believe very strongly that if we pass this motion, the activities that need to take place for the school year to come to a close effectively in Boone County can take place under this timeline, and we feel if we pass this motion, we feel good about the teams being able to execute what they need to execute. So with that, any other comments or questions from the group?
No, I would just, ditto that, Matt. When I was looking at this, knowing that it was not Dr. Pope's recommendation, I did my due diligence. I read through all the language and the FAQs and everything. And I also, knowing I'm not a building administrator, I wanted to know what the downside could possibly be. And so I reached out to our building principals because they would know. And I appreciate the ones that took the time to speak with me or give me their feedback and to let me feel that we, as you say, could do this under SB 177 and not only meet what's stated there, but also allow our buildings the ability to do what they need to do to successfully close down this crazy year. So I just, wanted to thank, the building principals that took their time to share their insights and their plans for making sure that between now and our last instructional day that we continue at the high level we've been at since the beginning, and they're all heroes in my book.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Yeah, Matt, I'm gonna ditto what Karen said. I also personally reached out to a number of principals that I know and did my due diligence, and I pretty well agree with what Karen said.
Okay. Nice. Thank you.
And I will ditto that as well. Mr. McIntyre, I also reached out to a number of principals and I thank them for taking the time amidst chaos to talk to me and help me understand this better. And thanks to them.
All right. Good job. All right. All right. With that said, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. That brings us to item 5, emergency day waivers. Dr. Brown.
Mr. McIntyre, I would like to move to make the recommendation for the board to approve the emergency day waiver as it relates to the approval of the emergency days, Senate Bill 177 as presented.
Okay, we have a recommendation. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Julie Powell, second, Karen Bird. Any discussion or questions on this item? Okay, hearing no questions or discussion, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. That brings us to item 6, adjournment of the meeting. So I will adjourn the meeting. Thanks, everyone.
You gotta have a recommendation, Matt.
Oh, shoot, sorry. I always mess up something.
You were
Yeah,
doing so good, Matt.
You're right there.
Oh,
I get a recommendation.
So moved.
So moved.
second.
Well, I need a recommendation then a motion, right? Or do I just need a motion?
You need a motion and a second.
All right. So who motioned?
I
Maria
motioned.
did. I seconded.
All right. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion carries. We're adjourned. Sorry, guys. Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody. Appreciate all the help.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Chad.
You're welcome.